Thing with the numbers. Africa as a continent, we are made to believe that we have to stick with the financial institutions and financial dealings which are already set by a world without consulting Africa. And this has been the biggest disasters that we young people in the continent will have to leave generations to pay for. When we look at the numbers, we keep borrowing and yet don't multiply. And yet the same numbers that we're talking about cannot be channeled into human development. And that is the threat, that is the fear, and that is the anger and frustration that every African youth today is facing. So we need to have a paradigm shift in the way we deal with the rest of the world, first by looking at partnership. But then a key important element will be, how do we capitalize on wealth generation within our own environment without destroying it for future generations, but at the same time, have an independent Africa that is fit to produce and distribute for itself evenly. But whenever it comes to the numbers, I am telling you that not just myself, but the 450 plus million youths of the continent are all living in fear of a debt we have to live and pay for, and it has not done anything meaningful to our life and for generations of Africans to come.
Thank you for that. Let me follow up to that with the question, what are you doing as a young...
With live examples, that you may go out there irritated, but irritated to do the right thing. And I'm suggesting that indeed, when we talk about development, this is what we must do. But is Africa conscious of her state? Yes, Africa is conscious. This is what makes me happy. That after all these analysis, it appears to me that Africans have now recognized that going forward, we can only defeat the conspiracies, we can only have development as we are talking about it by working as a team.
Big mentor for me. Yeah. And the good thing is I was his #1 student, because I was like, his subject was one of my best areas.
What subject was that?
He used to teach government.
Wow, government.
And that's, I mean, so...
You love government.
I love to read about government.
Yes.
Yeah, so
that's so
great. I love to read about government. I want to emphasize on that.
Yeah.
Before, I mean, I don't know if Barrow is comfortable hearing that I said
yes.
I love government. I'm not going to the State House. I love to read about government.
Yes.
So we did that, and I made it to the UTG to study development studies.
Okay.
So at UTG, there was a whole shift now. It was like getting the toughness of academic and also going through the real challenges of the Gambian education system.
Yeah.
Dara, as we call it locally, than that of the usual madrasa settings as we have now.
So all that was in Kiang?
All these things was in Kiang.
Yeah, which village?
Kiang Sare Samba.
Kiang Sare Samba. So that's where you started your primary school?
Yeah, and that's where I started my schooling, and that's why I also speak Fula fluently. So,
you speak Fula?
Yeah, like it's Fula, Wolof, and partly because I did my junior school in Kiang Kayaf, which is Mandinka dominated, so that's how I picked the Mandinka as well.
So you can speak Mandinka?
Yes, like I do Mandinka, Fula, Wolof. I mean, basically, and I used to even speak Seril at some point.
Wow.
In our village, there were people, most of the individuals were Seril. So we used to go to their houses, so we picked the languages. So up till now, I do not speak it as I used to before.
But at least you understand.
Yeah, I understand when they speak, and I understand the numbers as well, because that's important, you know.
So going forward, your school, your junior school, high school.
Yeah, so